Was only minutes away from home, just a few steps from safety, when everything changed. No screams, no witnesses, just a silent struggle in the dark, and a life stolen in the most brutal way imaginable. What happened to Katie that night is not just terrifying, it's heartbreaking in a way that stays with you long after the story ends.
As we drove up, as I glanced over, I saw what appeared to be a body.
She was in a body bag, and they folded back the top, and it was her. And it was awful.
Katie Sepik was the kind of person people naturally gravitated toward. Confident, full of life, and always moving forward with purpose. She had a presence that filled every room she walked into. Friends described her as bold, funny, and fiercely independent. She knew what she wanted, and she went after it without hesitation. At just 22 years old, she was preparing to take the next step in her life, planning to begin graduate school and build a future she had worked hard to earn. That Labor Day weekend in 2003 was supposed to be a break, a chance to relax, spend time with friends, and enjoy the moment before everything changed. Katie had been dating Joe Bischoff for several months, and although their relationship had recently been strained, they decided to put their issues aside and enjoy the weekend together. The night started like any other. Bars were crowded. Music was loud. Drinks kept flowing. Katie, Joe, and their friends moved from one place to another, laughing, dancing, living in the moment. Eventually, things shifted. Katie saw Joe kissing another woman. The atmosphere changed instantly. What had been a fun night turned into an emotional confrontation. Words were exchanged. Tension rose. And just after 3 o'clock in the morning, Katie made a decision that would change everything. She walked out, alone. She didn't take her phone. She didn't grab her purse. She didn't even take her keys. Everything she owned was left behind. She simply stepped into the dark night and started walking. Her home was only a few blocks away. It should have been a short walk, but she never made it. Back at the party, Joe eventually left with a friend to look for her. They drove past her house, noticed the lights were off, and assumed she had made it home safely and gone to bed. With that assumption, they returned to the party. Katie's car was still parked outside. Her belongings were still inside, but Katie was gone. The next morning, concern began to grow. When Katie didn't respond to calls, her housemate Tracy started reaching out to everyone she could think of. No one had seen her. No one had heard from her. Something wasn't right. As hours passed, worry turned into fear. Tracy returned home and checked Katie's room. Everything was exactly as it had been left. There were no signs that she had come back that night. No movement, no noise, nothing. Calls were made to hospitals, police stations, anywhere she might have ended up. Nothing. That's when the realization hit. Katie wasn't just missing. Something had happened. Police arrived and began examining the area around the house. Almost immediately, they noticed something disturbing. A single sandal lay found. Nearby, the screen on a back window had been torn. The gravel beneath it was disturbed, as if someone had been dragged. This wasn't a disappearance. This was a crime scene. At the exact same time, miles away, in a remote desert area east of the city, 2 hunters made a horrifying discovery. A body. It was a young woman, partially clothed, burned, left exposed in the open desert. Tire tracks nearby suggested she had been dumped there. When Katie was officially reported missing just hours later, investigators quickly connected the 2 scenes. The body was hers. The confirmation shattered everyone. Tracy was asked to identify her. She expected confusion, maybe even relief. Instead, she was met with a reality she could never unsee. Katie had been brutally murdered. The autopsy revealed the full extent of the horror. She had been strangled. Her body showed signs of burning, as if someone had tried to destroy evidence. There were injuries that proved she had fought desperately to survive. And under her fingernails, DNA. A silent clue left behind during her final moments. Investigators now faced a race against time. Whoever did this had left almost no trace. The DNA found under her nails was tested. No match, no criminal record, nothing. The person responsible had vanished without a name. Attention quickly turned to Joe. He was the last person known to have seen her. He had argued with her. He had been unfaithful that night, and strangely, he refused to provide a DNA sample.